The most dangerous place you can ever be in a street fight is pinned against a solid object. When a heavier, angrier man backs you into a brick wall, pushes you against the side of your car, or traps you in a tight hallway, the entire reality of fighting changes in a fraction of a second. You no longer have footwork, you cannot step backward to escape, you cannot circle away, and most importantly, you lose your physical striking range. If you try to throw a normal boxing hook or a wide punch when your back is against a wall, your elbow will smash into the brick behind you. Your arms get crowded, your punching power drops to absolute zero. When an untrained person realizes they're trapped and cannot throw a normal punch, their brain panics, they freeze, they become a victim. You're watching this video because you refuse to freeze. You want the real physical truth of close quarters survival. Today, I'm going to give you the exact strategies for this nightmare. You do not need space to generate massive power. You only need the correct body movements. I'm going to teach you the 3 highly specific close range techniques you must use when you're completely trapped. We are going to cover the vertical drop, the lower body strike, and the ultimate close quarters weapon that will break a heavier man's posture and create your chance to escape. Let us break down the first technique. Strategy number 1 is the vertical hammer fist. Let us look at the exact spacing of being trapped. When my back is against a wall and an attacker is pressing directly into my chest, I have zero room side to side. If I try to swing my arm from the side to hit his jaw, my arm has no room to travel. It gets smothered by his shoulders. However, even when your side to side space is completely taken away, you still have the upward and the downward space. The area directly above the attacker's shoulders is completely open. This is where you use the downward hammer fist. We do not use our front knuckles on the street. Your knuckles are supported by tiny fragile bones that will shatter against a human skull. We use the thick pad of bone and muscle at the bottom of the hand. It is naturally built to take heavy impact without breaking. When you are pinned, the attacker is usually leaning forward, using his body weight to hold you there. His collarbones and the bridge of his nose are directly exposed below you. Watch the body movement here. I do not need to pull my arm backward to generate power. I simply raise my hand straight up, keeping it tight to my own ear. I drop my body weight slightly and I drive the bottom of my fist straight down like a heavy piece of iron. The power does not come from a wide swing. The power comes from gravity and the turn of your stomach and hips. You're taking a heavy piece of bone and dropping it straight down onto the middle of his collarbone. The human collarbone requires very little pressure to snap if you hit it from above. When the bone breaks, his entire arm structure collapses. The arm he is using to pin you against the wall instantly goes completely numb. If you drop the vertical hammer fist onto the bridge of his nose, the physical impact forces an instant physical reaction. His eyes will water, he will experience a flash of blinding pain, and his head will naturally snap backward. The backward snap is exactly what you want. It removes his weight from your chest. It creates 1 inch of space, and in a tight fight, 1 inch of space is all you need to use the next weapon. If you understand why using downward space is better than swinging wildly when trapped, go to the comments right now and type the word structure. Now let's learn strike number 2. Strategy number 2 is the knee strike. I'm a professional kickboxer. In the ring, the knee is completely legal and is one of the most destructive weapons a fighter has. I'm going to show you how to take that professional technique and apply it to a street survival situation. When an attacker corners you and pins your arms against your chest, he thinks he has completely stopped you from fighting. He is focusing 100% of his mental energy on controlling your upper body. What he's forgetting is that your lower body is completely free. When your hands are trapped, your legs become your heavy weapons, but you must throw the knee correctly. An untrained person throws a knee by simply lifting their legs straight up, like they're marching in place. That does absolutely nothing. It has zero power. A professional knee does not go up, it goes forward. It acts like a heavy spear. Look at the physical setup. I need to drive this weapon completely through the target. My primary targets are the groin, the deep thigh muscle, or the stomach area right below his ribs. To do this, I don't just lift my leg. I grab whatever I can, his shirt, his jacket, or the back of his neck. I pull his upper body slightly forward to lock him in place. Then I point the toes of my striking leg straight down toward the concrete. Pointing your toes tightens the muscle around your knee, exposing the hardest part of the knee bone. Finally, I violently drive my hips forward. Did you see the deep impact? My hips physically pass the center line. I'm not just hitting the surface of his skin. I'm driving a solid mass of bone deeply into his stomach or ribs. If you drive a knee into a man's stomach all the air is instantly forced out of his lungs. His breathing muscle freeze, his brain sends an emergency signal that he cannot breathe. When a human being cannot breathe, their hands instantly drop to their stomach. Their upper body completely folds forward. The trap is now broken. He is no longer pinning you against the wall. He is fighting for air. This is the reality of how the lower body works. You do not need to punch your way out of a trap. You fold his body from the bottom up. Now we move to the final strategy. This is the ultimate close quarters weapon. It is the tool you use when the situation is completely disastrous. You have zero room to move left or right, you have zero room to move up or down, and the attacker has his full body weight pressed directly into yours. You cannot move your arms, you cannot lift your knee. When you have absolutely nothing left, you use your skull, the forward headbutt. Most traditional instructors will never teach you this. They think it looks dirty or wrong. I'm teaching it to you because the concrete does not care about fairness, and the street has no referee. When a heavier man is trying to hurt you in a corner, survival is your only goal. The physical realities here are incredibly brutal. The human skull, right here at the upper hairline, is the thickest, strongest bone structure you have. The human face, the nose, the cheekbones, the eye sockets is extremely fragile. When you drive the thickest bone in your body into the weakest bone in his face, the results are massive, but you must do it with exact control. If you do this incorrectly, you will break your own nose. You never swing your head wildly backward and forward. That takes too much time and he will see it coming. Step 1. You must lock onto the target. If my hands are free, even slightly, I grab his jacket collars. I grip them like a steering wheel. This grip makes sure he cannot pull his face away from the hit. Step 2. You must tuck your chin. Pull your chin completely down against your own chest. This protects your nose and eyes and perfectly lines up the solid top of your head with his face. Step 3. Explosively pull his body toward you while pushing your neck and spine forward in a short 3-inch burst. It is a violent crash. The heavy hit into his nose and eye bones sends a massive shock straight to his brain. The human body cannot process that level of blunt force instantly. It causes an immediate natural physical reset. His hands will drop, his grip will fail, he will be completely confused for 2-3 seconds. That brief window of confusion is not an invitation to keep fighting. That is your chance to escape. I want to ask you a serious question. Have you ever been pushed into a corner or backed up against the wall by someone larger than you? Did you know how to physically break that pressure, or did you freeze? Tell me your experience in the comments below. Let us review the hard reality of what you just learned. You used the vertical hammer fist to break his collarbone. You drove a knee into his stomach to empty his lungs. You used the forward headbutt to completely short-circuit his brain. His grip is broken, the trap is entirely taken apart, he's stumbling backward or folding toward the concrete. What is your next move? Your next move is to run. You do not stay in the corner, you do not stand over him to prove how tough you are. You do not wait to see if he recovers. A smart defender only uses violence to stop the immediate threat, and then immediately runs away from the area. You do not know if he has a weapon hidden in his pants, you do not know if his friends are walking out of a building directly behind you. Break his hold, create the space, and get out to a safe area. You now have the exact strategies to survive the worst case scenario, but watching a video does not train your body. Stand in front of a mirror today. Practice dropping your weight for the hammer fist. Practice driving your hips forward for the knee. Practice tucking your chin. Make it simple, make it fast, make it exact. If this lesson gave you the real tools to protect yourself and your family, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel right now so you don't miss the next breakdown. Train hard, stay sharp.